Hello, hello, I can't speak. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. This is my weekly live. Thanks for joining me today. If you are not able to watch live and you're watching the replay, it is posted on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching it, you have found it. So great. If you are watching, let me know you're watching. Please say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Share my video if you know people that might like it. It is the biggest compliment you can give. And yeah, hopefully you're having a good week, a good summer. I'm trying out some new lights today, so we'll see how that goes. I haven't quite got to the Stream Deck thing. I got one during Prime Days. I just have to figure out how to hook it up and make things work. Oh dear. Yeah, I'll get that when I turn you guys over. So today we are going to be looking at the Postage, perennial Postage dies. They are not new. However, the Post-it, like the stamp kind of stuff, seems to be a really in thing. There's a lot of companies that have different kind of postage stuff out there, and so I wanted to pull it out and show you some different ways that you can use it to make different looks of stamps. So I'm using some new, well, only one thing new from the online exclusives. I was going to use the tree with the stencils, and it just ended up being, I'll show you, it ended up being a little too small for what I was doing, but you can totally make it work. But yeah, so you're not going to see a whole lot of new product today. I just wanted to come on and give you sometimes it's just fun to play and learn new ways that you can use stuff that you've already have instead of always needing new stuff. So anyways, I'm going to turn you around. I might have to fiddle a little bit to line things up, and then we'll get started. So before I don't know why my camera seems to be super zoomed in. I don't know if it like when I turned it on, okay, so now we've got the glare of the lights, which isn't great. Oops. So let's see. Well, that's too far off the desk. We don't want those lights. Where's the glare? I'll kind of hide that there. And then there's a bit of glare here, so we'll pull this down. All right, I think that's pretty good. Let me try and pull it up on my computer so I can see comments, hopefully. Cross your fingers. The last time I did it on my computer, things worked very well. For those of you who've been watching, you'll know that I've had a few issues with comments lately. Oops. We don't need that echoing. Okay, so we have comments showing. We have, we're still a bit, see now it's zoomed out too far. I don't know what we're going to do here. Oops, sorry. Make you seasick here. How's that? I think that got rid of most of the glare. We'll try that. Oh, then I have to pick up all my supplies. Oh no. Oh dear. My card case. Apparently my wheels on my chair is dirty. So I just, well, we're gonna have to fudge things a little bit here. I don't know if I can fix that. Let me think. Part of it'll get covered. I wonder if I should just cut a new piece. Anyways, okay, so we've got our perennial postage dies. We've got, I'm going to be using the Greatest Adventure stamp set, which is one of the new stamp sets in the online exclusives. I am so sad They have come out this year with the ducks, the trains, all of my dad's favorite things, and he is no longer around to enjoy them. So I'm always like, oh, and I wasn't going to buy the ducks, but then I kept seeing all these cute, so I need to use that one as well. But the train one, he worked for the railways almost his entire career, and we always had trains all over the house. So this just, and this one also reminded me of the Polar Express. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but my kids, it kind of got my older kids, they weren't that old, but they were getting to the age where they would stop believing in Santa, and it kind of gave them a few more years, which gave my youngest one a few more years of believing in Santa. So it was good. Oh my gosh. I'm so, like, it's ground in there. I don't know what was on. Anyways, so I'm going to take, this is a really cool stamp. It's one of those, what do you call it? Distinctive, I believe. It's got lots of detail. I'm going to use my Misty here, just because, so I'm going to go this way. Since it is a distinctive stamp, I have a better chance of getting it in case I don't stamp it well the first time. So I'll pick that up, and then we just need to ink this with some basic gray. So I'm going quite dark, and it's my basic gray. I don't know if you can see that. It is super juicy. I must have re-inked it. And I'm just going to kind of try and drag some of that off, because it's like, I don't know if you can see, it's bubbling. So we'll just hope I'm not going to push super hard, because I don't want to smudge it everywhere. And I can look, and it's a beautiful print because it's got so much ink. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't need to stamp it again. Why is my zoom? See, when I was looking at you guys, it was super zoomed in, and now I feel like it's super zoomed out. I don't know if I can drop it a little bit. Try not to make you guys too seasick. See if that helps a little bit. Not much, hey? I don't know what it's doing. It's got a mind of its own today. Oh, I forgot my cloth to wipe this before I go and get it everywhere. Use a bit of water if I can find water. Where are you? I have alcohol, but I don't want to use alcohol. Actually, I know what I have my chamois. Let's use the chamois to clean that off. Like so. Okay, and then we're going to take this off because we're going to use it for other things. I don't know about you, but when I have these cling stamps, are super clingy and they haven't been used much. You just need an edge to pull it because you don't want to pull the sticker off. So I usually use the little spatula end to get that moving. All right. Oh, hello, Marcy. I see something on my phone, but I don't see it on my computer. So hopefully this is working. Okay, so we've got our Polar Express, our train, whatever. It's just on a plain postage. So to me, this is like your basic, simple stamp. Now to make it look a little bit more, even more like a stamp, You can take the, it's like a, you know how when you put it through the post, it has like a, what do you call it? They mark it so that they know it's gone through, so you can't send it again. I think it'll fit in here. And so this isn't a die, it actually just embosses. So we'll have our, and I'm just gonna emboss the corner here. Let me make sure. So this one, it has, I actually never noticed it before. Oh dear, I'm clumsy today. It has a butterfly in the center, so I just want to make sure the butterfly is facing up. I don't know if my other sample, oh, it did end up the right way. I don't know if I did that on purpose. It's not always on purpose. Okay, and then we're just gonna run this through. And then we've got that nice little embossed, so it just has that look. I'm hoping Stampin' Up! Will come out with some like little numbers and cents and stuff. I think we had something long ago. I have been trying to organize my craft room, and I just reorganized all my dies. So I went and found all my dies, but I haven't gone through all my stamp sets yet. So I'm hoping, because I'm pretty sure there are a couple that have some little stuff. Like I feel like there was a bee Valentine one or something. Hi, Yolande. It won't let you chat live. Huh? But you are chatting live. It says you're in the live chat. That's weird. So are you having to write? Oh, now I'm like flickering green. Are you having to write in the comments and then it comes up? Because for me, it says it's in the live chat. That's weird. And now I've got, okay. Yes, she is. It's different the way it pops up. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Facebook is always changing. Is it flickering green for you guys? Like I've been getting like this weird flash of green all of a sudden. So anyway, so this is the stamped image. I'm just gonna pull out, so I've got the designer series paper that I pulled out. It's actually really cool. It's got like metal with the dots, and it's from the airplane Take to the Sky designer series paper. So I pulled that out. I'm just gonna show you the finished card. I don't have a lot of time today. Gavin ended up getting a last minute dentist appointment. Chat blocks the view, of what I'm doing. Oh, that sucks. That's weird. Huh. Okay, I really have to figure out this whole StreamYard and YouTube and stuff. It's on my, it's my next thing to do. How's the brightness though? I don't like, so I ended up stealing, I had a glass desk down in my old craft room, and my new lights needed a place to hook, and my new desk, it's too fancy looking and it has too much trim, so I couldn't hook to them. And this desk just happened to be like 2 inches longer on either side, but it's not wide enough. So anyways, I'm using it for now. It's nice that it's a glass surface, but I miss my lines of my grid one. So anyways, this is the finished card. All I did was add basic gray behind at an angle, and then I put my designer series paper, and I will cut myself a new piece of cardstock since I rolled over it with my chair and it does not look so great. So this is the finished card, and then the congratulations is from the stamp set, and I just embossed it with white embossing ink, and I used the Stylish Shapes dies. These are still available if you don't have them. They are even just these four, I use all, you can tell they're all curling. I use them all the time. They're a great thing to have. So that's the first one, basic stamp look. The next one, we're gonna kind of go one step further, and we're gonna make it maybe more stamp-like, where we're gonna use a stamp that's larger than our background stamp. Let me just grab it all here. Okay, and we'll move that stuff out of the way, otherwise it gets a little crap. Oh, it's really flickering. I don't know why it is doing that. It's like green screen going on. Okay, so I've got this Fields in Bloom set. It is one of the new stamp sets in the annual catalog. It's kind of cool because it layers, like the flowers layer to the greenery, and same with here. You've got kind of the greenery and then you've got the flowers, so you can get two colors going without having to kind of ink around it. Brightness is good. Yeah, of course it's a day where it's super bright outside too. I wish, because every other live that I've done has been a dreary day, and so it would have been nice. Not that I want a dreary day. I shouldn't complain. Okay, so here I've cut out the largest of the postage dies. This is the last one I did, was the one smaller. And I'm going to, I really like this grip mat that it's from Waffle Flower, and it fits the Misty perfectly, so you can stick it down. You don't have to use tape. It's really quite nice, actually. I'm loving the new grip mat stuff. I don't know if Stampin' Up! Will come out with some. All right, see you later, Yolanda. I have to take Gavin to the dentist, so maybe I'll try and pop on and watch it while he's at the dentist. We'll see. Have fun. All right, and then before actually I can line this up, but before I stamp it, I'm going to put some strips around the edge to create a border, just the way stamps usually have. They usually have the white border edge of the postage. So that is what I'm going to do. And the handy part that I realized too with this grid is I can line it up so that it is straight. And I can see, I don't know if you can see in the video, I can kind of see just how much I've covered of the area. And then I'm going to come on this side. I think that's a little less covered, so I'm just going to go a bit over. Try and make sure I'm straight. And then we'll need one more. So all you need for this is some masking paper, and cut into strips. Oopsie, that's a little short. I'm a little short. Okay, and a wee bit more. There we go. Okay, so I've got my border. That's a little bit crooked, but I'm not going to fuss with it. It is what it is. And then I'm going to take some Pretty Peacock. I kind of went different on my color scheme here. Not using green per se. It's kind of a bluey green though. So again, I'm just you can use just a stamp block if you don't have a stamp positioning tool, whether it's the Stamparatus or a Misty. I just like it because if I miss, the thing when you've got masking tape too sometimes is you miss some of the spots. So then I can just come back and make sure it's all stamped where it needs to be stamped, and then I'm good. So then I'm going to wipe that. I'm going to use my big. This is the one downside to the Misty that I really liked with the Stampin' Up! One, is there was the multiple plates where you could pick it up. And I tried to get a grip mat for the Stamparatus. They used to have one, but I didn't get on it fast enough, and then I couldn't find it anymore, the one that fit. So it would have been handy. Okay, so then I find this is really easy, to line up. All you have to do is kind of drop it in to the open white spots, like so. Have you guys been watching the Olympics? I've been trying to watch. I've watched. It's pulling it all up because it's so new. Eee, get down, get down, get down. Oh, it pulled the whole thing. I think. Wow. That's crazy. It pulled the whole thing up. I don't know if that's right. Nope, that's not right. Actually, I'm going to stick this down again, and I'm going to reposition it, but I'm not going to push down on it this time. I love watching the swimming, the gymnastics, the diving. Okay, should be good. Oh my goodness. All right, and then, so I'm gonna close my peacock before I get that on something since it's dark, and then I'm gonna use Pretty in Pink for my flowers. I'll just ink that up. I can already tell I was lacking a little bit of ink on this side here. So I'm just gonna add a bit more. Oh, that one flower, oh, there we go. But now the one side started, that's okay. It looks cool that way. All right, so isn't that cool? It gives you like this field of flowers in 2 stamps, and it's super easy to line up. So actually I can leave that there. I'm just going to use, then it has these really cute clouds that I'm just going to freehand stamp. Again, I'm going to close this. Is it blinking green? No TV and streaming not great here. Oh. Oh, for the Olympics, you mean? What about this streaming? Is it stopping and starting for you? I don't know what it's doing. It's very strange. Okay, so then I think this is Smoky Slate. I will check as soon as I get it stamped here. And we'll put some up here. I like how the clouds have the white parts to them. There we go. So we've got a nice sky, and then I did the bird originally in the Pretty Peacock. I think I'm gonna try it in the gray for this one. It kind of looked out of place. There we go. And then, since I have this border, if I left it like this, my border really wouldn't show other than the few clouds that get cut. So I want to add a bit of color around to make sure that my border shows. So I can tap off on my glass mat. I want it really light, and I just want to come in and kind of, I'm just going in with the same Smoky Slate, and I'm just gonna give it a light misting around the edges. And I mean, I'll come in a little bit here too, just so it doesn't look like, that was a bit darker than I wanted. Oh, that's much darker than I wanted. Oh my goodness. Where did all that gray come from all of a sudden? It's like it. Okay, now I'm just gonna go darker everywhere since I had that little mishap. So that's the thing, you can always kind of fix things. Don't give up and throw it out. You can usually salvage it. It'll be a bit more gray than I intended, but that's okay. The streaming's working fine. Okay, well, for some reason, maybe it's my computer. All right, let me make sure I am done everything I need to do. And then we get to do the ta-das. As you know, if you've watched this before, the ta-das are the best part. So isn't that nice with the nice border? And then I didn't add, you could add some pink or some pretty peacock here, or maybe like a lighter, like Lost Lagoon or something, but I think there's enough stamping here that I didn't feel the need to go around because it's pretty defined. So there, we've got a nicely defined, it looks like, I mean, it's obviously a very large version of a stamp, but it's got the look of a stamp nonetheless. And then all we have to do is add a sentiment. So for the sentiment on this one, I pulled out the Wanted to Say Dies, which you've seen me use a gazillion times. It's obviously one that I really like. So I pre-cut the background in white, and then I did the finer, inside part in gray. Can you hear that? I don't know if Andrew, I think he forgot that I was doing it live. And of course I don't have a door on this, on my new craft room, so I hear everything. And I added the adhesive sheet on the back to make my life easier when sticking it down. Just the E didn't come out, which is okay. Marcy, how's life? Single life. You must miss the family. Hopefully you had a good visit in Ottawa, and hopefully are you heading back again soon? Do you have a date now when you get to move for good, hopefully? And then I'm just gonna add some dimensionals to the back of this to pop it up. There's two ways. So the next one I'm gonna show you, I did you could cut out a few of the background and then glue them together instead of using dimensionals, which sometimes it's easier with these words because sometimes they don't fit dimensionals very well, just like this C. So instead of, it doesn't fit, like you need something narrow, so I just usually cut the edge of I like the mini edges because it has longer pieces, and then you can just kind of put them as you need. And this one's a bit shorter this way, so we'll go that way. Like zoo. Okay. Take all these off here. There we go. And we'll add our celebrate. Oops, not quite straight. Okay, and then we've got our next. So this one has the more realistic edge of the stamp. Our first one, I think, because it was all white, you could do the same kind of thing, but I kind of thought this looked like a nice vintage stamp the way it is. And then I just added it to a white background like so. And then I added these sequins. I don't think these are current. I could be wrong. They might actually be. Adhesive back sequins trio. They were in the last annual catalog. I'm not sure if they're in this one. I forgot to check. So, but they're pretty peacock. So, but as you know, if you've got like clear or white sequins or embellishments, you can always color them with your blends and do them whatever color that you're looking for to make a match. And then you can reuse that if you are doing a bunch of them. Let me put this away. Ooh. So I was organizing my dies, and of course I was sitting on the floor, and I got up and I found one lonely little cloud, and I searched all the most recent dies that I had been putting on magnets, and I can't find where it's missing from. So I started a magnet sheet that's for lonely missing dies. So hopefully someday I can find their home, their rightful home, and putting boring at night, super busy at work. Oh, that's good that so you'll be in Edmonton then. Ooh. Is that what that means? We have to make sure that we get together if you're going to be in Edmonton for sure. For sure. We'll have a get together. We can have a crafting party too if you want to craft. Okay, so the last one is a multi-stamp, but it's all with one picture. I'm just having troubles finding all my stuff. Okay. So you're going to have to forgive me because I had a color scheme in my head and they just happen to be retired colors. So you can totally, my product is totally available. You might have it. This Enduring Beauty is from, I believe it came from the mini catalog from the spring, and now it is in the annual catalog. It is still available. It is one of the ones that has the stamp set, the die set, and matching stencils. So I've got all the stencils here. I've just separated them with paper because I didn't wash them in between because I knew I'd be using them again. So these are all still available. It is so I'm using Granny Apple Green, which is not retired, but I'm using Starry Sky, Orchid Oasis, and Seaside Spray. And I had this, I don't know, in my head I wanted kind of the purpley blues, and I don't think we have any purpley blues right now. So don't, yes, send me a message with more details. Why my screen looks like it's frozen. Oh, it's spinning. So my computer's having issues. Huh. I wonder, because my lights connect to my phone through Wi-Fi so I can control them. I'm wondering if there's something Anyways, hopefully it'll come back. I can, with how low I have it set here, like it looks so high, but it's like a foot off of my table. It's so weird. I'm not frozen. Okay, good. I'm not frozen. I'm just frozen on my own screen. So that's okay. I can deal with that. So I'm going to pull this grip mat back in. You don't need a MISTI for this part. I just am using the grip mat since I have it out. I'll take this off. I'm not sure where the stamp set is. And then I pre-cut. I was going to do some different ones, and oh, are you kidding me? Oh, I am not having a good ink day. Hopefully it'll get covered. I can't believe I did that. I must have put it in the stencil or something, or my thing is messy. Great. All right, well, let me try, and I think this part of it, I'll hide it if I put it here. So on the center here, and I'm just gonna put them together. So I ended up doing, this is the stamp, because they're all the same size and you're not trying to fiddle. So my original one, I'll pull it out and I'll show you so that you know it's possible. It's just very finicky. So I had done a bigger, the one bigger than this, and I had put it here, and then I had done this one. I ended up doing these two the same because there is this narrower one, but it's just slightly off the way you have to adjust it. So I ended up, I think I took this one and then I made this one narrower. So it still doesn't fully line up just the way they are. Oops, I've got this all backwards here. So this is the one where I was doing the tree, but I felt like the tree didn't show enough. So you need your picture to be, and it could be stamped and colored. It doesn't have to be stenciled. I just liked the idea of the stencil, but you can use different sizes. You just have to adjust your die cutting. And so it's very finicky with all of these little pieces. So then if I have this lined up the same, I should be able to just, oh, it's gonna have some, oopsie, some blue behind it here. Okay, that feels about right. This does not though, so I'll just kind of fill that in. There. Okay, it's very well loved tape. Let me make sure my hands are clean. So you can see there, it leaves you, excuse me, it leaves you with not so much real estate for actually doing your stenciling. But it actually works with this one quite well, just in terms of its shape and size. So the nice thing with using a grip mat is I don't have to use my tape, and I can just line things up. Now I'm going to line my first one up. Actually, this works out well because I can line it up with that corner, and it's kind of centered well. And now I just ran my finger through some ink, so I'm gonna wipe my fingers again, and I'm gonna start with the lighter of the two, so the Orchid Oasis. And again, you can use if you have the glass mat, or these stencils have quite a bit of room, so it's nice because you can actually tap off on there. Yeah, definitely the more, when they're all the same, it does look more like a stamp, so it works. but I just wanted to give you like a lot of the ones I've seen, they're kind of a combo of different size. Like, you know, if you have a 10-cent and a 5-cent, they're all kind of different sizes. So it just depends on kind of that look you're going for. Okay, so that's the first part of the flowers. And since I've used this tape so much, it doesn't seem to want to stick very well, but hopefully it'll get us through this last bit. And then if I remember right, I was lined up here, but I might have to, this one I find is super easy to line up. It lines up quite well. As I say that, I'm messing it up here. Okay, I think we're good. And then we're going to take the darker, the Starry Sky, and we'll come in with that. Okay. Pull that off. So this is like the ultimate in satisfaction because it's like 5 million ta-da moments. Because you get all of these tadas as you pull them. Okay, wait, where am I? I just have to find my spots here. And then you get more ta-da when you pull the tape. You could do a totally different color here, but I just went with even more of the dark. So it went one step darker. Ta-da! And then we can, this one has leaves, which is nice because it kind of fills in the rest of the white. Since there's very little of it, I kind of want as much as I can. Again, wipe my fingers. Put this one away. And then I'm going to come in with the Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to go lighter with this, and then I'll go, there's a second leaf part that I'll come in darker. You could use a smaller brush if you wanted more control and to do more kind of shadowing. Just depends on how much detail you're going for. And the other thing with this one is there's these two little buds. You could do them in different colors if you kind of covered them up, and then what came in with, I probably would just add the same blue, but here I'm just doing them all green. Keep it simple. And then our last one here, just want to line up. It's looking pretty good. Okay, forgot I still need my green. Then I'm using the same Granny Apple Green. You could go to a dark, you could go to Old Olive or Mossy Meadow or whatever. I'm just going to come in a second time and make it darker. So it just pops a little, the detail. Okay, got all of that. Okay, so right now it's looking super messy. It doesn't look so pretty, but wait, let's do some ta-das here. Ready? Let's see if this works. Ta-da! So then you've got your stamps with the image, and then you can glue them down and combine them. So I'm just gonna go, I'm running out of time. I'm noticing. So here's the finished. I just glued them all together like 4 stamps, and then I added the thanks. I believe this is retired again, but not for that long. Amazing Thanks dies. So I just wanted something that fit. I tried the sentiment from this set because it has a nice label, but I just found it covered too much of the stamps. So I thought this worked a little bit better. So all I did was I took these, I added the 4 stamps wherever I ended up putting it. They're still in my MISTI. And then I just added the thanks. So this is where I said that I've cut out 2 background. I think this one I did 3. So if you look this way, you can see that it's got some good dimension to it. And it's just all layered background thanks instead of adding dimensionals. So it's nice and solid. It's not going anywhere. It makes it easy. All you have to do is glue them together. And then I added the more detailed thanks in black, and voila. So those are my 3 cards. So we've got the multi-stamp, we've got the single stamp, and we've got the simple vintage die that's not really a stamp, but looks like a stamp. I think it looks more like a stamp because it has the dark background, but either way, those are my 3 cards for this week. Hopefully this gives you some ideas. If you've got the perennial postage or any kind of postage dies, you can go play and have some fun. This one is like sky's the limits. You could do all sorts of stuff. I think you could have a lot of fun with that. So yeah, hopefully you have a great rest of your week. I should be here next Wednesday, so hopefully you will join me next Wednesday, and take care. All right, bye.